Hey, welcome back everybody. There's another episode of Stranded Deep for you. I'm real TedTokez. Now let's get right back into this episode. Let's start off this episode remembering the dangers of the ocean and the shoreline. Previously on the last episode, we remember almost getting poisoned by a purple starfish. So this episode we decided to kind of take it slow and just explore the ocean without getting ourselves into too much danger. We try not to wander off too far because we don't want to lose contact with our main original island. But I do find this delicious seagull. We fail at spearing it, so we go collect our spear up, find this stingray, which seems invincible, so we just go ahead and... With that, we decide it's about time to go explore the ocean. We start by checking out the boat that we seen out there shipwrecked. We happen to notice that the sunlight is going away, which means that means with no light source, we may not be able to search this boat at nighttime. We still go ahead and climb the ladder so that we can get up to the bird's nest and see what's going on up there. After finding a fishing spear and some components, and for this sunken treasure component, it's a vehicle fuel part. We then try to safely climb down the ladder. At that point, the sun was pretty much setting, and we are now not able to see with any sunlight. So I pretty much just decided to myself that I'm gonna just swim back to the camp. We get an upgrade in our physical, and then we find these bubbles that we're informed lead us to sunken treasure boxes. Now that I'm back at the campsite, I decide what to do with myself and all the stuff I've acquired. These couple meat chunks that I had cooked up had went bad, so I decided to throw them to the side. As we take a moment to relax at the campsite, we check our vital. We refill our water still with palm fronds and get a drink for ourselves. And then we notice the little compartment slot on our life raft, so we search out that and see what's in it. We apparently started with a bandage, a compass, and a ration. I forget the complete list, but a little heads up, if you complete the game and then play it again, you can start with a couple items. I think a flashlight, a rubber ducky, and some other items. Now we go ahead and chop up some of the resources that we had collected in a pile at the campsite since it's nighttime. We'll do the work now. We put away a bunch of the logs. We put away some of the sticks that we collected as well. We dropped the vehicle fuel part component that we found. We stab our fishing spear into the ground so we don't lose it. We just dropped this one log that we had left in our back pockets because we don't want to make a new pal right now, and we got some palm frond bushels to break down. After breaking down all the palm frond bushels and then picking up the palm fronds, we pick up some other things like this peepal plant, a couple more sticks, and then we go put them away. We put some palm fronds down for some resupplies of the water still, and then we put the rest away in our pal. We take ourselves a little drinky drink and then refill what we just drank. Here we notice we got some spoiled coconut halves, so we figure out which ones we gotta get rid of and which ones we can snack on. We decide to move our spoiled food scraps over to the spoiled food scrap pile. Here I have a moment of uncertainty of exactly what I was doing, and I can't remember. I was probably not sure what I wanted to do. And then I decided to do something. We find some sleeping Chiroptera, a.k.a. bat. We collect that up for food, and then we continue chopping down resources for our boat and future home on the next island, if we want to make that one our home. We keep looking around for some more resources to gather up as we want to build a nice boat and then have the availability to build an even nicer home for ourselves. As our inventory slots fill up, we decide to grab up this stick and drag it back to the campsite. We drop our logs and sticks, and then we grab these couple palm fronds to we refill our water still. After so, we check our vitals and then start a fire. We find our cooking knife to skin some food.
Oh, disgusting.
After skinning up a couple of crab meats and a Chiroptera, we decide to throw the bat and crabs on the fire. Now, I don't think I dropped the third meat close enough because I didn't hear the sizzle, but this does work, just at least up to this point where I played. You can cook on the fire without attaching it. And out of habit, I drop my knife near the campfire because I don't want to lose it. And I'd rather not have to remember where I leave it every time I drop it. After chopping down some of the balm frond bushels and putting them in where they go, I drop off some more of my inventory. We drop our coconuts next to the campfire because we're probably going to need one to drink soon, or eat even if we want to. Since we have the water still and the meat cooking up, we don't really need the coconuts, but they will be good for our adventure across the ocean. We upgraded our cooking skill, and after being informed of the skill point upgrade, I decided to go check on the food. It wasn't finished cooking completely yet, so I decided to wait a little bit longer. We go to the lean-to shelter to make a save point, and we hear the cooking beepers pinging off. So I grabbed my 2 crab meats and my bat meat off of the fire, and then I put the fire out because I didn't want to waste the fuel in the fire. I added new stick to the fire to resupply the fuel I used to cook my food. Checked my vitals real quick, and then I decided to eat some food. And then I go rehydrate off of the water still, as well as resupply with palm fronds from my reserve. We take one more sip of water from the water still, and then we go find some more resources because it's almost morning time. Meaning we're almost ready to build our boat. Because it doesn't matter when we build our boat, but we probably want to take our oceanic journey in the daylight. And here we are doing our final sweep of the island because we're getting about finished up collecting our resources and figuring out what we got here on the island to work with. And at this point, I was pretty ready to be done chopping up trees, so I kind of just checked my vitals and called it a night. Got ready for the morning sunrise if I could wake up for it. And here we are waking up from our nap. It's 6 o'clock. We check our vitals after our nap, and then we take a look at the sun and take a moment to be grateful, not only for the energy we have woken up with today, but for the energy that this sun will provide us as we work our butts off to find our way home back to the lost world.